Good morning, everyone. As chairperson of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Board for the District of Columbia, and in accordance with DC Official Code Section 25764 of the Open Meetings Act, I am welcoming you to an emergency meeting of the Alcohol Beverage Control Board. This meeting has been conducted pursuant to guidance made available by the District of Columbia's Office of Open Government regarding electronic meetings held by public bodies during the public health emergency. Pursuant to this guidance, notice of today's meeting was provided 48 hours in advance of the meeting on ABRA's website and on the district central meeting calendar. The notice included the time, date, agenda, and call-in or log-in information for public participation. This electronic meeting is being hosted by a WebEx account provided by the District of Columbia government. Please address any questions or complaints to the OOG at opengovoffice@dc.gov. My name is Donovan Anderson, and I'm chairman of the board. I would like to introduce the other members of the ABC board who are also participating electronically pursuant to Mayor's Order 2020-054. Please respond when I announce your name. Mr. James Short.
Mr. James Short, present.
Mr. Bobby Cato.
Bobby Cato, present.
Ms. Rafi Crockett.
Rafi Crockett, present.
Ms. Jenny Henson.
Jenny Hansen, present.
And Mr. Edward Grandis.
Edward Grandis, present.
The board has 6 members in attendance for the conduct of business today, and that constitutes a quorum. We do not have a calendar today. We have 2 agendas, 2 licensing agenda items, 2 licensing agendas. We'll do the licensing agenda. And so the first matter on the licensing agenda is the review letter of request to amend application to correct the trade name. This is for Focus DC LLC, license number 118015. I make a motion that we approve this request. Is there a second?
Mr. Short, I second.
Mr. Short, I second the motion. We'll now have a roll call vote on the motion. That's probably seconded by Mr. Short. Mr. Short.
Mr. Short, I agree.
Mr. Cato.
Bobby Cato, I agree.
Ms. Crockett.
Rafi Crockett, I agree.
Ms. Henson.
Jenny Hansen, I agree.
Mr. Grandis.
Edward Grandis, I agree.
And Mr. Anderson, I agree. The matter passed 6-0. The next matter on the licensing agenda is a review alcoholic beverage import transport permits. This is for District Winery, license number 098684. I make a motion that we have a fact-finding hearing. Is there a second?
Ed Grandis will second.
Mr. Grandis and Ms. Crockett is second. The motion will now have a roll call vote on the motion. Mr. Short.
Mr. Short, I agree.
Mr. Cato.
Bobby Cato, I agree.
Ms. Crockett.
Rafi Crockett, I agree.
Ms. Henson.
Jenny Hansen, I agree.
Mr. Grandis.
Edward Grandis, I agree.
And Mr. Anderson, I agree. The matter passed 6-0. We now move to the board one-day docket for July 8th. I'm sorry, today, yes, for July 8th, 2021. The first matter on our one-day docket, it's a request from Monique Y. Smith. This is for a one-day Class G license. This is for dance for the Blue Aurora Consulting Group. The date of the event is July 11th, 2021. The address is 700 Delaware Avenue Southwest. The license number is 118753. I make a motion that we approve this request. Is there a second?
Mr. Short, I second.
Mr. Short, I second the motion. We'll now have a roll call vote on the motion. Mr. Short.
Mr. Short, I agree.
Mr. Cato.
Bobby Cato, I agree.
Ms. Crockett.
Rafi Crockett, I agree.
Ms. Henson.
Jenny Hansen, I agree.
Mr. Grandis.
Edward Grandis, I agree.
And Mr. Anderson, I agree. The matter passed 6-0. The next matter on our one-day docket is a request from Michael Smith for a one-day license Class G. This is for a banquet for the Stewardship Ministry. This is on July 10th, 2021. This is at 1600 Morris Road Southeast. The license number is 118766. I make a motion that we approve this request. Is there a second?
Ed Grandis will second.
Mr. Grandis has seconded the motion. We'll now have a roll call vote on the motion that has been properly seconded by Mr. Grandis. Mr. Short,
Mr. Short, I agree.
Mr. Cato,
Bobby Cato, I agree.
Ms. Crockett,
Rafi Crockett, I agree.
Ms. Henson,
Jenny Hansen, I agree.
Mr. Grandis,
Edward Grandis, I agree.
and Mr. Anderson, I agree. The matter passed 6-0. And that is the end of our 2 agenda items that we have for today. And if there's no further business, I will now close our meeting formally. As chairperson of the Alcohol Beverage Control Board for the District of Columbia in accordance with Title III, Chapter 405, Office of Government, I move that ABC Board hold a closed meeting on July 15th, 2021 for the purpose of discussing and hearing reports concerning ongoing or planned investigations of alleged criminal or civil misconduct or violations of law or regulations, and seeking legal advice from our legal counsel on the board's investigative agenda, legal agenda, and licensing agenda for July 15th, 2021, as published in the DC Register on July 9th, 2021. Is there a second?
Ms. Crockett seconds.
Ms. Crockett has seconded the motion. I will now take a roll call vote on the motion, but first, now that it's been properly seconded. Mr. Short,
Mr. Short, I agree.
Mr. Cato,
Bobby Cato, I agree.
Ms. Crockett,
Rafi Crockett, I agree.
Ms. Henson,
Jenny Hansen, I agree.
Mr. Grandis,
Edward Grandis, I agree.
and Mr. Anderson, I agree. As it appears that the motion has passed 6-0, I hereby give notice that the ABC Board will hold the aforementioned closed meeting pursuant to the Open Meetings Act. Notice will also be posted on the ABC Board hearing room bulletin board, placed on electronic calendar on the library's website, and published in the DC Register in as timely manner as practical. We are now adjourned for the day. I would like to thank the board members for their participation in this meeting today, and I now direct all board members to return to executive session for further development. Thank you very much. Have a great day.